forgot to put my phone in the fridge because it said that I needed to cool it down before I can use it. This is the shop fridge, by the way, not my actual fridge. I'm not mega rich and have massive things in my house. Okay, this is my director's in-depth analysis of the film. I'm going to be talking about like lots of different things, not like a specific, like what I would improve on and things like that. This is just like me explaining the film pretty much and like pointing things out, quite similar to like the ones that we've been shown in class of like James Cameron and the Duffer Brothers and things like that. Yeah, I just want to apologise because I know it's not the most professional setup in the world. I don't have a tripod. Obviously I don't have like a screen that I can do this on. I can't figure out how to do the like screen recording of the thing and then a voiceover on top. I feel like it's definitely more, I just prefer doing it like this. I don't know, but yeah, I'm literally in the shop. It's the only computer that works, so deal with it. Oh, there we go. It's not going to be blurry, thank God. This shot, it was just a establishing shot. It's like saying, here you go, you're at the house. It took so much time to figure out how to get the lines, like the, what are they called? What are they called? The lines on the camera. The grid. I have it on my phone. What's it called? I don't know. To get the lines on the camera, to try and get like the good composition of the shot. I was like, it was so hard. I don't know why. But yeah, I was looking at the blue dots of like the focus and everything. I think it turned out not, it did look a bit blurry at first, but then the more I look at it, I don't know what I could have done to make it more in focus, because the blue, like you can't press where the dots are, and then if I'd done the box where you do the focus, it would have just been on the statue, but I wanted it on everything. So yeah, noise, the background, it's just ambience that I recorded outside, and it was like quite handy that there was birds in my village, because there's obviously going to be birds in the trees. I was like, this is crazy. But yeah, this shot as well, I just thought, we went round, we got shown the whole like garden and everything, and I'd gone round and I'd seen, I came around to this front bit and I just turned around just to see like what it looked like, and I was like, oh my god, that's a shot, that looks really good, like imagine that. I just saw it in my head and I was like, right, that's definitely, noted it down. I was like, I'm gonna come back here. And it was so convenient that the sun was shining as well. Editing wise, what I'd done on DaVinci, I'd gone on the I kind of cheated a little bit, but I cheated, okay? I used the film look thing and I'd pressed cinematic, so I have the black things. It did the halation for me, it did the colour grading for me, but like obviously I toned it down and I edited it a little bit, but I didn't do the whole like, I want the orange to look more orange and the green to look more green, because I don't know how to do that. And I will figure it out, but for now, I cheated. I'm really sorry. I'm not gonna lie, I cheated. What else can I say about that? Composition's alright. It is a little bit wonky, but I didn't notice it at the time, so there's nothing I can do about it now. Oh yeah, this shot I end up using repeatedly to show that there isn't, like, it's just a car passing somewhere else, it isn't coming up the drive, because I'd done 2 other shots like this of like, it wasn't even of this actual drive, it was like of in front of the house, and then a bit which was like next to like a greenhouse, but they were so out of focus, and I was editing it and I was like, why is it so out of focus? Because the blue dots are telling me it's in focus, and because it's on such a tiny screen, I didn't bring a monitor. Oh my god, I was just like, oh, so I had to reuse the same shot, because I'd rather reuse the same shot than have really blurry shots, because it just looks like I was lazy and I didn't, you know, do it. Yeah, it's the same colour grading, it's the same everything for every single shot. I just changed it a little bit if it was too much or not enough. This shot here, it looks a little bit like the shutter speed's kind of weird, but the reason it does is because I'd asked Erin, can you make your hand shake a little bit to make it look like, you know, you're nervous. It just looks kind of bad though. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks like the shutter speed's been altered, but no, it's because I asked her to shake her hands. And it's a little bit green, isn't it? That's because the background though. Yep, so here we've got the chest. Yeah, I need to talk about chessboard. Why is there a chessboard there? So because Magnolia is on her own so much, she needs, I was gonna do like a deck of cards or, you know, whatever, but I thought, like, chess is a really boring game in my opinion. It's really boring. She's really bored. She's playing this really boring long, wait, it's not a long game if you know how to play it right, but she's playing it by herself because it's to play a game. You can, obviously you determine where it all goes, but it's just, that's pretty much why I chose her to play chess. And she's playing the white side because she's pure, and the dark side is the other side where no one's there, but someone is coming. They're not going to play chess with her, but he's coming. This book is Pride and Prejudice because it was Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth were also like inspiring for the characters, even though Mr. Darcy isn't a paedophile. I originally wanted to set the film in like the 80s. Do I have an 80s car? No. So I had to use my car, which is also out of focus. I also cropped it because it had like my neighbour's house in it and it didn't fit the vibe, so I had to crop that because it was like, you. Recorded the audio myself because I'm just amazing.
Dearest mate.
Also, I did notice after I was filming, this guy wouldn't pull the seat forward like that quickly because he's overweight. It would take more effort than just a, like I did there. That was me in the car, and it sounds like it's me in the car. But it's fine. It's fine. It's done and dusted now. What do you want me to do about it? Nothing. Sorry.
Magnolia.
The voiceover is from 11 Labs. It's AI, but it just, like, a Cumbrian accent wasn't really gonna cut it. It just didn't fit the vibe. So I was like, I used AI for Hardcover as well, which is one of my other films, and that was fine. People believed it. People believe this one. I'm gonna keep using it if I need to. I need to stop using voiceovers, actually.
We hope you are well and the weather is
kind to you. So, our dearest Magnolia, we hope you are well and the weather is kind to you. Our dearest Magnolia, I'm pretty sure you can guess that's probably the dad. And I think I've made it pretty clear, like, it's a letter that's, or a postcard or something that she's been sent. It's the dad. Our dearest Magnolia. Hope the weather's alright, because they're away. The weather's probably nice for them, hope the weather's nice for her, innit? I also want to point out, the way that I talk about it seems like quite unprofessional, but I don't like being all, like, serious. So when I say, like, oh yeah, just because, there's always a reasoning behind everything that I do, but I just can't be like, I wanted to do this because of that. I just can't do it. I really can't.
Norway has surprisingly reached your mother's expectations.
Right, so the reason I picked Norway was because my grandma went on a cruise in Norway and she's got money. So I was like, oh, I guess they go there. And it surprisingly reached the mother's expectations because the mum was like, why are we going to Norway? You know, there's a rich family. I've shown the house. It's a big house. You know, she's not wearing homeless people clothes. She's not wearing poor people clothes. So, you know, the mum's quite like, the mother's ill, which isn't really it isn't a plot point that really needs to be, like, I need you to know that she's ill. It doesn't matter, but it's just a part of the family dynamic and everything, and why Magnolia is the way that she is. But yeah, it's surprisingly reached her mother's expectations. It gets there again. This shot, it's really hard to talk about everything at once, can I just say? I'm trying, if I miss something out, I'll write it in the evaluation, but yeah, it focused here on these leaves and it didn't focus on Erin. So then I used the sharpness tool on the chessboard because I was like, if you're focusing on anything, it's focusing on the chessboard. But it still looks out of focus. But if you sharpen it too much, it looks like a drawing. So it's just, yeah.
She doesn't mind how cold it is since she's been allowed to see the orcas.
So she's been allowed to see the orcas because she's ill. She's been allowed to because Dad said, okay, we can go see them. And it's also because it's like a final, like, oh, you've done this good, so now you can go see the orcas because you didn't drink tonight, or you know you were behaving well enough to go and see them, that sort of thing. Because she's so like, you know, establishing the fact that she's got a bag. Oh, Molly, why does she have a bag? Probably because she's going away. She's outside, she's waiting, she's bored with a bag, she's waiting for someone, she's waiting to go away. She's not waiting to go on holiday with the family, alright? And I just wait. There is a tag on the bottom of her shoe, but I mean, not everyone wants to take the tag off their shoe, so she can, if she wants a tag on her shoe, she can have the tag on her shoe. I was so lucky that Anna had like this sort of table, because I was panicking, like she's got to have one of those tables. If she didn't have a table like that, I would have had her on the grass. It was fine. It didn't need the table, but it was handy that it was there. Also, I'm not going to point out the massive mistakes because you would notice if I didn't say anything.
Don't worry.
Before the voiceover starts talking again, in the bag we have a couple of things. Alice's Adventure in Wonderland. Magnolia pretty much is Alice. The start of Alice in Wonderland, you know, she's bored, she's not listening to her sister telling her, Dinah is her sister, get it. That's got nothing to do with the film, but I'm just sharing my knowledge. Yeah, she's bored, so she's dreaming about going down this rabbit hole and doing all this sort of stuff in Wonderland, but she's not dreaming, she's going down this rabbit hole of a new, whole different world for her, which is going away with an older person and starting a new life with him. So that's why that's there. This doll is my doll. It's a gift that I got while my grandma was actually in Norway, so she got it for me. I just thought she's got troll hair. I call her Esmeralda because I just think it's very fitting. I just thought that's quite 80s. It doesn't matter. I've decided now that it's not set in the 80s. It doesn't have a time, so it doesn't matter. But while I was sorting the props out, it was when I was like, it's going to be set in the 80s because I didn't think about the car. Well, I did think about the car, but I thought it's going to be fine. Turns out it wasn't. So I thought this jumper, which was like knitted, like rainbow, I was like, that's 80s. Jeans, 80s. These socks, everyone wears white socks now. They didn't wear white socks. We probably did wear white socks. I wasn't alive, I don't know. I wasn't alive. I can do as much research as I want. I'll still never get it. Because I wasn't there. And the letters, I'll get to the letters. I did a video when I made them. And that's on my blog.
I'm sure you're finding ways to keep yourself busy this summer.
This summer, so they were away for the summer. Have they been away since before the summer? We don't know. What else did he say?
She doesn't mind how cold it is since she's been allowed to see the orcas. Don't worry, my love. I'm sure you're finding ways to keep yourself busy this summer.
Yeah, my love, that's the dad. Your mother. It's the dad. So she hears a car going past and she's looking and it's not him. So now she's like, oh no. And then I started using like a horror music thing in the background. It's not really horror, but I just wanted that unsettling sort of like violin-y music just to say like, this is weird, you know. It's not like a nice film about this girl who lives in a nice house and her parents are leaving her on her own. Like, no, it's weird. I'm not trying to romanticize anything. I'm just saying like, I needed that music. Yeah, so head goes down, but I wasn't going to move the camera to go with the head because that would look really bad. I tried it, by the way. It didn't look good.
I doubt you would want.
Hello, they had a magnolia tree. I was like, oh my god. To be fair, we went to one of the locations that I wanted to film at. And I had really nice shots from there actually, but it was I didn't bring a tripod. It was just for like, just to see what it would have looked like, because I was just curious. I was like, I have to go to this house and see what it was like. And it was just too, like, I didn't expose it right because I was like, whatever. And my hands were shaky. But I had really nice shots. I'm actually so annoyed that I didn't try it. I wasn't planning to film, so yeah. It wasn't a thing that I wasn't bothered. It was just that I wasn't planning to use any of that stuff. And we went into the gardens of that house that had a magnolia tree. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And I had to use the zoom lens, which already has the focus on it. It's already making it like jiggle, and then my hands on a zoom lens was really jiggly. But yeah, I got, this is out of focus as well, but it was really hard to get that shot because I had to get the tripod, I had to hold it to get it up right at the right angle. So sorry it was out of focus. It was like up, it was too tall for me to see. All right,
we have stopped at Kristiansand.
Kristiansand is one of the stops that they do on the cruises in Norway.
It is a horrible city.
I tried to match every single, like, with the colour, because one minute it was sunny, one minute it was cloudy, you know, whatever. I tried to make it all look the same. I don't think if I didn't say anything you wouldn't have noticed, but yeah, I tried.
Completely bored to death.
So he's saying if you wouldn't want to be here because you'd be so bored, and it's funny because, oh, guess what, she isn't there and she's bored. She'd rather be there. It's just such like an out of touch thing for him to say, and that just kind of like reflects his personality. She's looking again to see if he's there, and it's not him. Also, I didn't notice she had a nose ring in. I'm really sorry. I didn't even notice while I just didn't see it. I didn't even know. And then I'm not even joking. The third time watching it after I'd posted it to YouTube, I was like, oh my god, she had a nose piercing in. And I think it's so jarring in student films when you've got face piercings, if they have you smoking a cigarette or if you're drinking or drugs. I think it's so cringe, and I just hate it so much. And it's like, I've just gone against my own word now. I promise you I didn't notice.
There's absolutely nothing to do except deal with your poor mummy.
There's absolutely nothing to do except deal with your poor mummy. Obviously there's things to do. You're on a cruise in Norway. Deal with your poor mummy. So the mum's sick. You wouldn't want to deal with her if you were here. You're glad you're more lucky being by yourself at home rather than having to deal with your mum, is what you're saying.
You know how she gets, especially when you don't talk.
You know how she gets, especially when you don't talk. They have such a horrible relationship. They do not get on. And with Magnolia's personality, when she'd rather not speak to people. But I've explained it in the what's it called? Profile. The character profile. Why she just doesn't. She's so insecure that she'd rather paint herself as like a rude, like, doesn't speak to any one person than be herself, because she doesn't like herself enough. So she thinks, if I don't like myself, no one likes me. But it's actually just proving yourself wrong, because people are going to dislike you even more if you don't talk. And her mum is like that exactly. Why, like just talk, like, you're my daughter, why are you not speaking to me? But it's because she's like, my mum's a bitch. It's basically, I should be more professional, because this is like, you know. But yeah, that is it. So she doesn't want to play chess anymore. What's she gonna do? She's gonna go in a bag and look through her stuff. Why is she doing that? Because I do that when I'm bored. I go through my own stuff. I'm not saying that I'm similar to Magnolia, but it's just like, people do that. Like, if I was bored in here right now, I'd start going through stuff. She gets the letters.
She's getting confused when we stop. She thinks we're coming home. She has her episodes.
So she gets confused when we stop. She thinks we're coming home, and she has her episodes. Like, she's so ill to a point where she thinks they're going home, and then she gets really bad because she thinks, oh, we have to go home. We have to go home to England where nothing's happening for me because I'm stuck in the house all the time and deal with our daughter. I hate our daughter. She doesn't speak to me. So she has like episodes. Yep. Miss M. Liddell. Who is Miss M. Liddell? The character that Alice in Wonderland was based off. Her name was something Liddell. I can't remember, sorry. And then I just came up with the address because I was like, I'm not going to use a real address on it.
Good thing we were away for so long, giving you both a good
long break from each other. Obviously, they need a break from each other. It looks like there's no freaking letters. It looks like there's no letters there. There's a whole pile. So these letters, I understand why you might think it's coming from Dad because he's saying a letter. I get that. But it's not from him because I say so. That is the point of it. Yeah, this is so like, well, if you'd watched the film, you'd see it's really like a millisecond that you can see it. This is like me trying to defend myself, but no, I actually did plan this. So this is there's a love heart with an A in it. Who's A? Alistair. It's not the dad. It's not the dad. It says, don't, so cringy, oh my god. It says, don't tell anyone, see you soon. So they've been sending each other letters, and she's been keeping the letters. I opened all the letters to show that she's read them all, and she's keeping them, and she rereads them when she wants to. And they've been planning to meet up, because the parents are away all the time. Duh! To love heart, A. It's not the dad, it's not the dad. It's also not the dad, because, just listen, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but I'll repeat it. Who dat? So like, after the A, you're wondering who's A? That guy, the fatty, on the grass. Here you can it like goes quieter when the car pulls up because she's like in her own world reading the letters. She doesn't hear it. She's like, oh my god, Alistair. So she doesn't hear the car as well. But this is him. He's shut the door and he's come out and he's like ready to go. You know, doesn't need to say anything to do that to make that message come across because look at Erin's face. Who's that? Literally as soon as the A pops up, he's there. I really didn't know how else to make it clearer. I mean, I could have done it clearer, but like that, like it's clear enough in my opinion. Just because, listen, who was I gonna ask? Was I gonna ask a fat man, hey, can you be a pedo in my film? No. What would he have said? No. Do I know any fat people? No. Not that I don't like making friends with fat people. Is fat a rude term? I don't know. I'm really sorry, but who was I actually meant to ask? I wasn't gonna hire an actor to be in my film for a second as well. I wasn't gonna ask my dad to do it. My dad's not even fat, so it wouldn't work. Yeah, where was I going with that? I don't know.
We will be arriving at Marseille next.
We'll be arriving in Marseille next. It's not the dad. He's going to Marseille.
I think it is best to travel to hotter countries from now on.
That sounds really bad, but leave me alone.
I'm expected to be back in 4 weeks.
I'm expected to be back in 4 weeks. It's not the dad. It's not the dad. Okay? He's gone away. He's saying he's going to Marseille and then hotter countries next. But he'll be back in the next 4 weeks. Okay? It's not the dad. She sees him. She's like, oh my god, I'm packing everything straight because I'm ready to go because she's been waiting for him. It's not like a guy's just randomly showing up. She's been looking. And then, oh, it's not him. And she's looked. Oh, it's not him. And then she packs everything up straight away.
Goodbye, darling.
Until then, goodbye, darling.
Love from Mum and Dad.
Love from Mum and Dad. I understand why you might think she's like getting killed here because I made it go black. But just literally listen to it and you'll hear them. I'm not going to play it now because you won't be able to hear it. Literally listen. There's 2 footsteps and then one is longer than the other 2 footsteps because they get in the car. He gets in the car first and then she goes around and gets in the car and then they drive off. What else? I don't know what else I could have done. Like, yeah. And then directed by me, starring Erin, my bestie. Anna Edwards, owner of the house. Will is my dad. Ben Iverson helped me with the audio. because he gave me like pens to use for the chess pieces. I really, that is kind of it. What else have I missed? This is just me basically explaining the film. I didn't go in depth enough to call it in depth, because I didn't say like this why I use this lens. But this is just me pretty much explaining it, because I understand why people wouldn't get it. So this is me saying like, okay, here you go. This is me gentle parenting you into